with Chris, which is me. Alright, so today we'll be learning about sections 5.0, 1.4, and 1.5, also known as area perimeter and dimensional analysis. Alright, so what are we learning today? So first off, we're gonna start with some key terms. As you can see here, perimeter and area are things that you might have learned in elementary school and middle school. And this is a reminder like what they are. So like perimeter here, it's the outside distance of a figure. So like as you might know, the formula would be 2 times length and 2 times width. All right, sorry about that. And also we got area here, which is the measure a figure covers. So right here, the rectangle would be like length times width, and it would be the whole thing right here. And all right, so now to the key terms that you might have not known, or you could have known. So like for example here, dimension analysis, something that you might have learned in chemistry if you're a part of it. So that basically is a method in which units of a measurements are converted to. So like let's say like inches to centimeters and stuff like that. Conversion factor, that would be kind of the same way because it's a conversion of a quantity without changing its value, and this is mostly seen in money. Right, and conversion factor. This is mostly seen in like money. That's like a conversion of a quantity without changing its value. And finally, we have a commission, and this is usually like a fee charged for services. So like money taken away because of a service. Alright, so first off, for the perimeter, you just have to add all the sides up. You get 5 feet, 3 feet. Remember this right here, because since this is 2 feet, this must be 3 feet. So we had 3 feet, 3, 2, and 6. And the answer of that would be 22 feet. And for the area, okay, let's say this is 5 feet and 3 feet. Let's pretend these two are two separate rectangles. So it'd be 5 times 3, which would be 15, and 3 times 2, which would be 6. And after you add that up, it would be 21 feet squared. All right, make sure to take note on that. On to example 2. This is we're going to be focusing on dimensional analysis and conversion factor. So it says right here, the exchange rate between Mexican pesos and US dollars is 18 pesos or MXN equals $1, 1 United States dollar. So if Jaime were to convert 235 US dollars to Mexican pesos, how many pesos would he have? Alright, let's ignore the second question first. And the second question, let's ignore that. So let's move on. Um, so let's focus on this part right here. But anyways, so yeah, this is how you do dimension analysis. Basically 235 US dollars over 1 US dollar times 18 Mexican pesos over 1 US dollars. Once you do this, it will eliminate the US dollars from here and from here, which would mean you would only have Mexican pesos. And so since it's 1 times 1, really doesn't matter. You just have to like multiply 235 times 18, which equals 4,230 Mexican pesos. So now you have your answer for this part. And that's how you do dimension analysis, by using this right here. Is how you got that answer right here. Okay. But let's say 2% commission was charged. So what would be the total value of Mexican pesos? So basically be this answer right here times 2%, which would be 84.60 pesos. And that would mean basically you just have to take this amount out of this amount, and with that 2% commission. This is basically the total value that you would end up with after the 2% commission. Alright guys, into example number 3 right here, which is area. This is very critical for your assignment today because to be honest, it would mainly focus on your knowledge with area and how good you're with it. So yeah, some of you might feel unusual like, oh, I won't know how to do this. But to be honest, all you could just do is think about it like in the other example of area. How right here we have a 3 by 2. So you could think that is area of one rectangle, which would be 6 right here. And then you have 4, well, you could use your imagination to shift this right here, which would be a 4 by 2, which is 8, and we got 6 right here. And you have one extra here. So it would probably be around um 15 if you would do this. So you could just do 6 plus 8 plus 3. You could also do that right there. But yeah, that would be your area for example number 3. And on to your assignment next. Alright, so now that you've used your knowledge of area, this makes here a rectangle right here. So let's read it. So we're back with Jaime now. Jaime's backyard is the following figure. So this is his whole figure right here. He plans on covering 2/3 of this backyard with fencing. So it'll be mostly around this area right here. One company offers $3 US dollars per square feet to cover the 2/3 of the area with a fence. So first off, you have to write down the area that covers 2/3 of the backyard. So yeah, you just have to figure that out by using essentially what we did here for area is what you would have to do here. Basically a rectangle here. And for part B, how much would it cost him in US dollars? So right here, you would have to focus on dimensional analysis. Alright, and yeah, so this is a two-part question as well. So once you get all this, you would want to read this, and it says he's currently in Mexico and wants the fencing to be completed by the time he comes back. But he only has 7,570 Mexican pesos available to send for the service, but the bank charges a 3% commission on all services. So like we've practiced before in the example, we know that we know that 1 US dollar equals 18 Mexican pesos. So now you would have to convert this and figure out if he would have enough money to pay with 7,070 Mexican pesos according to the 3% commission. And yeah, that has been your lesson today. Make sure you took notes around perimeter and area, and most importantly, conversion factor and how to use dimensional analysis, which is what we've learned right here. And these are the answers to your homework. Thank you. Alright, so it may be hard to tell for answers C and D. So for C, as I told you guys before, we are using dimensional analysis, in which you do 420 over $1 times 18 Mexican pesos over 1 US dollar. And after you do that, you get 7,560 pesos, which may lead you to think that, oh yeah, he has enough, but you gotta remember that there is a commission fee. So after you get that set value, you multiply that by 0.3, because that's basically what they take out. And they take out about 12.61 pesos. So you end up subtracting that amount which would mean you would have to pay around 477 US dollars, which would not be enough. Therefore, this concludes my math studies lesson by me.